How's it going, YouTube? We're back today. Bright and early this morning. Right, straight into it anyway. What we're going to do today, before I start actually, I want to give a little, a big thanks, big shout out to Ash, my mate, who's lent me this unit. On the drive down this morning, I just thought to myself, fucking hell, if I was having to work outside, you know, like what I have been doing for the past few years, this would be 100 times harder, you know, so a big shout out to Ash anyway for lending me this place. Today, on the cards, we're going to take the roof out, we're going to drill the roof off, because we've got a carbon one to go on. It's not here, I'll show you it, I'll bring it down one day. But yeah, we're going to go underneath, drill off all the rivets, there's a lot of rivets. My friend, shout out to Clint, who supplied me with the roof actually. KC Customs it's called, Clint Freeman. I'll tag him in the video anyway, but he's sent me a load of videos and screenshots of how to actually get the roof off. There's, I don't know if you can see it, well you can see it there now, look. The little spot rivets, you know, all the way along, and then I presume underneath. Oh, the bars have been cut out already in this, but yeah, we'll find them anyway. What I'm going to do, I'll show you the. I've got a little tool, bought a little special tool to do it, but we'll get the tripod set up. And well, I say a tripod. I've left the tripod at my other house. I've just ordered another one off eBay, but like a sort of selfie stick tripod sort of thing, you know. So it makes it a bit easier, a bit like more mobile, so I can put it, you know, wherever I'm working really. But yeah, so you just have to bear with me today because I'm gonna have to be putting it on top of boilers and whatever and whatnot. But there'll be a few time lapse and stuff. You know, you'll still be able to see what I'm doing, but obviously it's gonna be a bit monotonous. You know, going if you're sat here watching it all for 2 or 3 hours or whatever it is. But yeah, so the plan is get the roof off today, and then what I also want to try and get done is I want to get the clip end drilled off, which is spot rivets again. I'll open that in a minute, but I want to get the clip end taken off this car, and also the original seat mounts taken off from the inside so I can put them back, because I think I said on the previous video they're not up to spec now, so any new build, so someone told me on the other video it was actually, but they're not, you can't have welding seat rails on a fresh build from 2021 I think, so it has to be bolting. So, and obviously these are welding, I'll show you. You can see they're welding there, and then on the other side as well. So we need to cut them out. I'm going to cut these ones out, and then I'm actually just going to put the factory seat rails back in. I don't know if that's the best idea, or whether I should be buying some more bolting ones and putting them down. But I kind of like, going back to what we were talking about in the last video, I kind of like how this car's set up. I just want to try and keep it as similar as I can. So it's not something else to get used to. The other thing we discussed in the last video is the box for the well, it was for the Akisum, originally designed I think, but I'll show you again. This box here. So I was going to cut it out because it's extra weight, but I've got some sheets of carbon at home, and I'm going to make a lid for it and put on some hinges, and then put on some Deezus clips, you know, like motorbike fairing clips. I'll show you when we're doing that anyway. But so I need to measure the Akisum from this, because I know it's the biggest one that Canton Racing do. I need to make sure that it fits in that canister there. So the other thing I need to do, Mikey left the trailing arms. I'll show you. These pink STI trailing arms here, I don't need them. And he gave me a box and printed the label off, so I just need to get them whipped off and then put in the post for him, so he's got them back. Yeah, I'll show you these little, you've probably seen them if you're watching these sort of videos. I'll I'll put the camera down and then I'll set it up and show you them. So yeah, I've got them open. It was on a bit of a tough box, to be honest, but I don't know if it'd be best. Another point, I don't know if I get any feedback on this, but I don't know if it'd be best for me to put this in linear mode on the GoPro, you know, like so you can see things a bit better. But we'll see how we go. It's all fairly new to me, but yeah, the basically you just get a little. It's like a little spring-loaded. I won't do it on here because it's alley. See that, like a little spring-loaded thing, and then a cutter, and that you can screw that off. And then I presume that's just another. That's just another type of spot weld cutter. But yeah, you got. I think it's about 15 quid. If you want the link, I'll put. If I remember, I'll put the link in the description. But yeah, the basic idea with that is. It makes it easier. So you're only going to drill through one panel. You know, you're not going to drill through both panels as if you would do it with a normal drill bit. So yeah, I'll set the GoPro up over there somewhere. I'll put it there, and then we'll get on with that. Get on drilling it off. I tend to over-plan things, so bear with me. But I'll have in my head what I want done in a day, and it'll be 10 times more than what I can actually get done in a day. So. But you'll get used to that as I go on, because in my head driving down it this morning, I'm like, we'll get the roof off, we'll get that off, we'll get them, you know, we'll get everything, loads more than what's capable in the hours we've got. So anyway, I'll get set up, yeah, and then we'll start with this. Right, so I've just had a little go at drilling these spot welds off, and I've only had like 5 minutes at it. I've banged it on time lapse on there. You will have seen that anyway. But I've only drilled 2 off. I can't seem to find my safety glasses. I don't advise this obviously, but I've got a wire wheel and brush, and the wire little strands spin off them. Do you know? And from doing it in the past, I know this. So I'm trying to find my glasses, but I don't know where they are. They'll turn up. But yeah, I'll put it back on time lapse. But as you can see, they're drilling off nice and easy. And then obviously just give it a little pry. You can see it coming up nice. So I've just got all of them to do, and then all the way across. I'm just cleaning it. I thought I was worried about how this would clean up. Do you know what I mean? The rust. That's going to make light work of it, to be honest. A couple of days in there and I will have blitzed it. It's not a very nice job. I've got all masks and that. I need to find my glasses. But I'll put it back on there anyway. Right, so we're getting somewhere now. I just thought I didn't want to leave it on time lapse for the full thing. Obviously, to me this is like a couple of hours. To you, it'll be like 20 seconds. But I just wanted to actually drill one off so you can actually see me doing it. Do you know, like so if you've not seen one, do you know, being done before. I've not seen one being done before. Well, I've seen one, but I've not done one myself before, so until now. So might be a bit useful. I don't know how bright it is. Obviously, as I say, I ain't got the tripods and stuff yet, but I'll just hold it. So you get the idea. I've centre punched right in the centre there, at the centre of the rivet. If you can see, it's not very clean. Can you see the centre of the little centre punch there? The centre of the spot weld, sorry. And I'll miss that one. I'll do this one. There's two there. See the little rivet, the little divot, sorry, it self-centres in that little bit there. And then it's going to be a bit of a pain one-handed because I normally steady the drill with the other hand, but I'll just go lightly. Oh, this is where it's going to get difficult one-handed. Yep. And you can see, you just do it like gradually, but it's only gone through, I don't know how the light is, oh, it's blocking it even more. It's only gone through one layer of the steel, the roof. It's not gone through the other two panels, which are spot welded together on the same spot weld, which is what we want, which is good. So I'll carry on anyway. There's loads to do all the way down that edge there, and there's a sealant runs all the way down there as well. So I'm going to run a blade, you know, on the side as well. But I'll show you on this side if I don't fall through the floor. You can see it. You see that? Maybe. It's all starting to move, but you can just see that seal there. I've just cut with just a sharp Stanley blade. Yeah, so I'll crack on anyway. I'll put it back up there, and then hopefully we'll have it out soon. Yeah. Well, I wish that was as quick as it was for you. Like, it's just taken a, well, I don't even know how long it's taken. About an hour and a half, maybe an hour, something like that. There was a few more rivets. I probably didn't read all of them. Not read, I read all the messages. I probably didn't look at all the pictures. Well, I haven't refreshed my memory with all the pictures that Clint sent me, do you know, on how to take this out. I do know though, it's been a lot easier than if the bars were in, because I'll show you, I'll whip the roof off now. I'll put this, tell you what, I've got a head mount, I'll put it on my head and then you'll be able to see what I'm doing, easier. Is that easier, maybe? Well, it's easier for me, I can use my hands and record at the same time. I don't know how Clint's got the mould off these, because he's obviously had to take the roof out to get a roof mould, you know, like to be able to make a carbon one. He must have had a few roofs practice, that's all I can say, because I've made a bit of a mess of this. But it's surprisingly heavy. I wasn't expecting it to be this heavy. I don't know, we'll have to have a weigh of that, I think. It's probably a good, well, it's probably a good 10 kilos that. I know the new one's a lot lighter. There we have it anyway, roof's off. So, can you see what I was just on about, the, don't ignore these welds, Kev said to check them. There was a couple of hidden ones in here, but can you see I've butchered them a little bit, but let me just check, make sure you can see. Yeah, sound. Just making sure the angle's right on the GoPro so you can see what I'm doing. Alright, yeah, so I've got to go over these. Obviously he couldn't do anything about this with the roof on because it's really difficult to get into weld. So obviously it's really easy for me now. Just go over check all these welds, clean them up. But yeah, the roof's off. That's one job. Not well. It went as expected, to be honest. About an hour and a half. Not that bad really. Yeah, the bars. What I was saying about bolting there and there. A little skinny one here, skinny one there, and then a massive big one here. But obviously I'm gonna cut that. I think if you don't have a full cage like this, you've got to leave these bars in, you know, for rollover protection. I might be just stating the obvious there, but anyway, yeah. So next job, we're going to. These are Hawkeye. We said in the last video. These are Hawkeye headlight mounts. I'm going to cut them out, but I don't want to cut them out before. Well, sorry, I can cut them off this one, but I don't want to cut them off this one before I know what position, do you know, like how far that one's been cut back. So I'm going to take wings off, bonnet off, headlights off, and then bolt all of that onto that car, onto the hinges, and then see where we're at, do you know, bonnet shutting, and I'll take measurements before I take it off there. But the only thing with this one is, when I take it off that car, I'm gonna have to leave like a little, these are probably just, don't really matter, but they've got little clips here what hold the front grille on. The front grille's in the boot. So I'm gonna have to like cut a little skinny bit off there, just to, when I put this panel on, I'm only putting literally the panel just to hold the headlights, that's all I'm doing. And you're not allowed a tubular front end when you're in club four-wheel drive. So you've got to have this original front end. Not, because otherwise I'd just put a little bit of tube, you know, across and then sound. That reminds me while I'm here, one of my mates wants a picture of that. It's coolant setup. I'll do that now. But yeah, so we're gonna strip all this off and get it transferred onto that one and see where we're at measurement wise. So yeah, I'll bang it back on the spoiler. On this, this is where I had it mounted strapped onto there. It's coming to some use. Right, so yeah, we've got the front end up. We took the headlights off. They were already like unwired and whatnot anyway, because I can't remember what I was doing. I think I'd made the carbon wings last time I was working on it, and then I just left the headlights undone and unwired. So headlights came off nice and easy. Probably seen it on the video. Yeah, they're off there. Wings are off. I just put them on, bolted them onto there for now. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bolt them up. The bolt into the bolt holes actually line up. Do you know, like everything? Well, they should do, because this is the same chassis. Like this part is. But then, if you see this piece here, because these are the Hawkeye headlights, I'll just move it out of the way. I don't want to drop it. 1 minute. Just move this. Can you see that? So the bolt hole. It's about, if I hold that in line there like that, it's about not much out. I mean, if you could make it fit that, but obviously the headlight, this bit's wrong anyway. So what we're going to do, that bolt hole there is going to determine where we weld this new front end on. So I was just having a little look before, and it's just a load of spot rivets again, you know, spot welds. So excuse me, I'm just going to drill them out again with the drill. One thing about that as well, it's still on the same bit, I've not even swapped halves around, I'm still on the original cutter, and you get about 5 or so in the thing. If you just go slow with them, it doesn't burn them out, you know, the sound. So yeah, I've got a couple of spot welds there, and then a few around here, do you know, like, and then I'm going to get to this piece here. I'm going to cut that straight off, so the next still gives me a bumper mount here. That's still all bolted on, and also the headlight clip mount there, so I can reuse this piece here. Then I'll more than likely trim this whole front edge down there for that new radiator. I'll show you that in a minute. And then same on this side. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to do this afternoon. I'm going to move the radiator. I don't want to drain all the coolant out, because I ain't got a bucket with me. I've got methanol container things, but I ain't got no bucket. There might be a bucket in here, but yeah, I'll just move that back a bit, undo the oil cooler, move that out of the way, and then it'll give me access to take the intercooler off and bolt that on and see how that looks as well. Yeah, it should be pretty straightforward, to be honest. It should give me a little bit more room as well. I was thinking this morning, it should give me a little bit more room, because I'm putting that radiator in between the gap like that. That new radiator's going in here. I should gain all of this room, really. This is going to have to be rerouted anyway, that doesn't matter. There's plenty of slack in them ones. Yeah, I don't need really 2 fans, I only need one. One's for the aircon, so I don't have it anymore. In reality, you probably don't even need either, but I don't know what I've done that on. Brand new then. Oh well. Yeah, so this is the, I said in the other video, that GTR triple core radiator, and I don't know if it is triple core. It looks triple core, it's decent size, like. Yeah. Anyway, I'll put the camera back there. I'll maybe go through a little bit when I'm drilling off, you know, showing you drilling off then, but it should be pretty straightforward, to be honest. It'll be harder to grind the this Hawkeye front end off this one, because it's been proper welded, do you know, well, not proper welded, but do you know, like, not spot welded, so there's not like an easy, I can't just drill it out real easily. It's been like welded like this, do you know, like I'm welding on the top few areas, so I'll have to grind that off and then sort of what I'm doing there. But yeah, oh, one thing just to note, just while I was off camera, just had a quick 10 minutes cleaning up, just with £2 I think it was, from Tool Station. Just, where's the rubbish bag? One of these, Abrax, like a cut brush thing, crimped wire cut brush. I thought, when I seen it, I was like, that doesn't look very substantial, shall we say. And it is, it's alright. Like, Anyway, I just it was what I was cleaning around the window on, and you know, front and back to get the sealant off when it was around here. Anyway, I just had a little clean up in here, only 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes, and have a look. It comes up all right. It was just literally surface rust, you know. Just, I mean, I'll go over it all properly and wipe it all down and before any painting goes on or anything like that. But it's coming up all right. You're probably talking the job into something bigger, like than what I initially thought it was going to be. It's probably just have a day sat in there and, you know, maybe not even that, and blast it all out, get it all prepped ready for paint. The good thing about swapping everything over now as well, someone mentioned this the other day to me, they're like, I can just ditch all the stuff that I don't need. Do you know, like, it's probably obvious, but just wiring loom, bits of loom and stuff that I don't need, you know, like, I don't know what that's for. It's not for the engine, that's for sure. It'd be like maybe headlights or something like that, but I can cut bits off the loom that I don't need, you know, like stuff that's not going to be necessary anymore, and save weight that way. There's loads of little bits I'm like pulling off. I just cut these off as well, what I was showing you earlier. I just finished that little job, you know, like that's people think it's not heavy, it's a little thing, but it's like a thick gauge steel, you know. It's not thin stuff. It's all stuff that you don't even think about, you know, when you're looking at like my car over there. You look up at it, you just think, oh, it's just a little bracket, you know, like, I'll show you in it. Just think, oh, it's just a little, it's nothing, you know, but it's solid, you know. I bet it's a few kilos. But yeah, it all adds up, and that's what we're trying to do. That's what we're trying to do here. So yeah, I'll put it back over there, and then we'll go back to the front and get the front end of this cut off. I just thought I'd explain what I'm doing now, just in a little bit more detail, because you won't really be able to see much from there, I don't think. Especially at the speed of it, it'll probably be quite fast. So what I've done is I've pre-drilled, not like what I did the roof. I did the roof with a different cutting tool. I did it with this one here, a little serrated teeth. That's going to mess up this front panel, and I want to reuse it. It's going to, I'll show you real quick. So that's going to put a pretty big hole. It's not that bad actually, thinking about it, but now I've come and looked at it. But it's still going to be putting a bigger hole. And I wanted to try this other tool out, so that's the main reason for it. So what I've done is you get another tool in the little kit. I'll show you. It's just like a, if you can see that, like a little centre point on it, and then it's flat. Like that. But anyway, I've just pre-drilled each to the centre of these holes, like that, and then drill them out with that, and then obviously that's now loose and free. Same on that side, and then same on all these around here. And I found, conveniently, I can just drill those ones out and this one out here, and then I've got all my original mounting points for my oil cooler and up here. I've not fully committed to using that GTR radiator yet, because it might be more work than what it's worth. And I mean, especially for my use, time attack, that radiator is more than adequate. I've never had any issues with coolant, coolant temperatures, and I think even the gobstopper cars, the RCM cars, I think they still run that stock Subaru radiator. So yeah, I don't know, we'll see, because it looks nice, that one, but if it's going to be a load of headache to put it in, I might just stick with that one, especially with the timescale that we're on. But anyway, I'll get all these ones drilled off and put it back up there. Right, there we go. It's off. Well, this one's off. I'll do that one next. I'll get the grinder on that one, but that was a lot easier than what I thought, to be honest. I've been dreading, I'll show you this under here, but I've been dreading doing this for ages. Do you know, like this front end, because it's all the front crash bars all like rotten, and I'll show you, I've bodged it up like 2 or 3 times now, but look, under here, it's all rotten. Well, you can see all where I've fucking made it up, but yeah, everything drilled off really nice and straightforward. And then they've all got nice holes now for me to put some MIG when I weld it back on the front of that one. So I've left that front main beam on for now, because I don't know exactly what I'm doing yet with the radiator, in regards to the radiator. So, but yeah, I'll show you this. It's easy, isn't it? Straight off. Hawkeye to blob eye. Easy as that. Need to grind all that off there now. Sorted. We'll get on with that. Right, I think that's about it for today. We've got that front end off that, as I said last, well, before the time, what's it called? Yeah, I've got this on the front end of this, and I've just got to do a bit of cleaning up and stuff, so everything's gone well. I had to take this centrepiece off here, the like the downward bit, this bit here. It's not going to do anything. It's got the bonnet release. What's it called? That thing there, bonnet. But I'm not using that anyway. I'm going to be using the aero latches. So the bonnet's going carbon, so it's kind of irrelevant. But yeah, we've got. It just needs like welding into place now. Can't get my words out. It's a bit of adjustment that needs doing on that front cross member thing. Probably needs just the very end parts like grinding off. I'll show you in there. There's these bits here. Same on that side, because it's kicking that out. But it actually all lines up. You know, if you ignore that bit, it actually all lines up to its original. Do the original welding there, and then there's a dot up there, basically that one and that one. So I'm going to put the wing on and check that it's what I said earlier, you know, the bolt holes all line up, because that's the bolt hole for the wing, the last bolt hole, the front of the wing. So yeah, but apart from that, everything all down here all lines up to the original. It just cut it just short of the original. That one doesn't line up, but I'll just put a spot of weld there, and that'll be sound. So yeah, I'm really happy with what we've got done today. We've got loads done. Roof cut out, front end clip end, whatever they're called. Cut off that one and onto this one. So I'm just going to tidy up that with a grinder a little bit, whip them control arms off so I can drop them off at the post office or UPS collection point thing, whatever it is. And I need to get a gas bottle, because as you can see from my breath in this weather, it's absolutely freezing in here. So yeah, that's everything for this episode. So next episode will be tomorrow. I said initially I'm going to do daily updates, but it's probably a bit much work-wise, you know, like recording it and doing it. I am going to get everything on record, but I might just compress it a little bit, you know, like, and then just do a couple of videos a week. But it's been saying that it has. There's been a lot done today, so I don't know how long this video will be. Probably a good 20 minutes or so. So yeah, tune into the next episode if you want to follow us and like see what next thing to go. I think, as I say, next thing to do is to carry on with this, prepping all the cage, and then welding that thing on the front, and then going over these, you know, welds, cleaning all the rivets up there, and then I'll grab the carbon roof at some point as well, bring that down, put it on in place, see how it lines up and whatnot. But yeah, as always, message me on Instagram or message me on here if you want to know anything about the cars or about anything to do with the cars, really. But yeah, take it easy.